Irma pounding several islands in the Caribbean with sustained 185-mile-per-hour winds that completely ripped apart buildings and homes and airports and even the infrastructure. Now here's the aftermath in St. Martin. Most everything in Hurricane Irma's path was completely leveled, leaving debris and destruction everywhere. Then there's a neighboring island, Barbuda. Now the country's prime minister compared this hurricane hitting to a bomb being dropped on a city. Officials are saying, get this, 95% of buildings and vehicles have been destroyed. And just to give you an idea of just how dangerous and unprecedented this storm is, let's take a look at some of the headlines around the country. CBS, Miami Beach mayor urges residents to get out now. Quote, this is a nuclear hurricane. Yahoo News, Irma will be devastating for the U.S. Emergency chief, USA Today, Hurricane Irma has the potential of affecting every major city in Florida. The New York Post, Hurricane Irma is the size of Texas. Miami Herald, 2 South Florida nuclear power plants lie in Irma's path. Are they ready? Scary thought. And back to CBS Miami, Dade residents find some pumps dry water in short supply. Washington Post, U.S. military preparations for Hurricane Irma now include, get this, 4 Navy ships and thousands of troops. And the Daily Beast, Hurricane Irma is stronger than all of 2017's other 8 Atlantic storms combined. Now, that's how serious this storm is tonight. Joining us now on the phone is the Florida governor, Rick Scott. Governor, first, our thoughts and prayers are with you, sir. I've been watching you, and clearly every preparation possible I see is in effect. Let's talk to the people in the path of this storm tonight. What do you want to say to them?
John, I care about every person that lives in our state. I want everybody to be safe. So the most important thing is get prepared, follow the news. If you're in an evacuation area, evacuate immediately. I'm going to do everything I can to provide the fuel so you can get out. I've been working with the oil companies, with the carriers, with the retailers. I'm providing law enforcement escorts to get more fuel into the state. We have 3 more tankers coming into Tampa, the Port Tampa, the White House, FEMA, EPA, Department of Transportation, Department of Energy. Everybody's helping us, but I want everybody to be safe. This is a massive storm, as you said. It packs a lot of wind. Here's the big difference. This is way bigger than Andrew 25 years ago. It's bigger in size, it's bigger in wind, and it's way bigger in storm surge. You could see storm surge that covers your entire house. That didn't happen with Andrew.
Yeah.
So everybody's got to take this seriously.
Governor, if you look at the cone and you look at the model, now I know you expect this to first hit South Florida, and that means basically from Miami and then to the west up to Fort Myers and maybe even Sarasota. And on the East Coast, I know that you're going to be hitting West Palm and even above that, Broward County is now being evacuated. I guess the most important thing is the whole state is engulfed, and people are evacuating to the middle of the state. Is the middle of the state, in your estimation, safe enough?
Absolutely. Well, we're follow your local evacuation orders. We have shelters in every county. In most cases, you don't have to leave your county. We have safe shelters in your county. So you can stay in your county, but many people further north. We're following all the traffic, Highway Patrol, our Department of Transportation. We're making sure all of our evacuation routes are open. But the big thing is, if you're going to evacuate, do it as early as possible, because the later you do this, the more traffic you're going to run into. But you can go to shelters. We have them in every county to keep safe.
Yeah. Governor, one of the things, I did call over to the White House today. I tried to get some information. I know that General Mattis is sending 4 Navy ships. I also know that they have sent in not only FEMA, but National Guard troops are available to you. And they have pre-positioned, as I understand it, post-storm, all the food, water, medicine, supplies that obviously Floridians are going to be needing. But that's coming up after the storm. In preparation for this storm, explain what you are advising people, because you've actually lifted regulations to bring in more gasoline so people can travel to the safer parts of the state. And also, what about food, medicine, supplies, and things like that?
Starting with food, and water. We are working with our retailers to make sure we have enough food and water. If a retailer gets out, they're replenishing quickly. The fuel, we talked about that. We do have some outages. We do have some lines. We do have some people waiting, but we're getting more fuel. The federal government has waived a lot of regulations to help us in that regard. With regard to medicines, I've allowed people to get their medicines early. I stopped 2 days ago. I stopped all the tolls in the state to make it easier for people to get through when you don't get slowed down by the tolls. So we're doing everything we can. FEMA is pre-positioned assets. I've pre-positioned assets. Our utilities are very focused on pre-positioning people to get our power back up as quickly as possible. One of my biggest concerns is the Florida Keys, because we have so many bridges down there. We lose one bridge, everybody stranded south of there.
Yeah. Governor, have you spoken to the president?
I've spoken to the president multiple times over the weekend and this week. I've spoken to the vice president. I've spoken with, seems like, almost every cabinet member up there, as I've called and asked for support. They're doing the things I've asked for. The president says he really cares about this state. I know he does. So I appreciate everybody's help. I've had a lot of calls from governors from around the country that have called and offered support and sent support. I'm appreciative of everything we're doing. I want everybody in my state to stay safe and survive this. We'll rebuild your home. We'll rebuild your possessions. We can't rebuild your life or your family. So stay safe.
All right, Governor, that's great advice for everybody.